As the wealthiest guardian angel sent by God in world history, who will protect my life while the greatest roundup occurs and transition to unocracy.org ever occurs? November 2nd, 2025. This will be the most watched video of unocracy.org to find His will the people decide the next best project. That's it. Direct funding, we pick and replace any leader in the world, all based on the technology from KeithBrentDuncan.org, the world's last billionaire, trillionaire, who is your new world leader. Call us directly and protect our lives today. Most fundamental 1205, November 14th, 2025. This is the officer in DeKalb County that we met yesterday. This is Duncan claim that must be signed by everyone, Governor Brian Kemp and Trump, and then dispatch us to overseas. Here's your basic fundamental tenets of servant leadership, all about unocracy. Exactly. Number 1205 series, built by Keith. Exactly November what's the day? Oh my God, it's the 13th, 2025. So today when I delivered to DeKalb Commissioner Lorraine Johnson the package to unify the world, someone claimed it had a smell even though it was open. So they called the hazmat team, the fire department, the deputy chief. So I spoke with them on the street over here, the generator. Oh, there's your turnofflights.com. That'll unify the world. You see, the whole problem is I've been working with God my whole life, with no exception. Isn't that a beautiful sunset behind me? This is God's sunset. The whole system is unocracy.org. The will of the people decide the next project. 2, nothing happens unless people come into agreement, as small or great or big groups, could be millions and billions of people come into agreement. Therefore, they direct fund it. 3 is the most critical, because we pick the leader, that means we get to replace the leader. And we get to decide their pay. When they do a good job, we bump their pay up and down, which means no more publicly traded stock market. No more free roaming criminals at any level caused by solutionjudge.com, but it really goes back to dueprocesslaw.org. Yeah, we're broadcasting today, and we do have our press credentials, which are still critical. It's why I travel with this for the last 10 years. Can you read that? U.S. Press, usnewsone.org. And I'm asking no one to ticket me, and I'm asking everyone to call these main numbers, because you've already been there. And to be blacklisted by the USA government because we pay the government to go after super criminals, well, there's your first indication right there of the single word corruption. They violate the law, so we wrote godsconstitution.org. And one last time, we'll show you the last letter. That's one of my old, I'll slightly cover up the address just to protect where I'm currently at. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's one of my older driver's licenses, but my number's there. So the government can come find me. In fact, the military can come find me and now provide me. And this is the most powerful letter ever written that we just updated again today. It's actually 50 years old. Directly to Governor Brian Kemp, President Trump, and all overseas world leaders, once and forever. And this is why we've been so powerful in presentations as the #1 keynote speaker to host Mediate Peace Summit 2020. So this is the one. We'll do a little side thing. We'll replace it later on. But there it is. Can you read that and see what that says? There it is. It's all about replacing, total world replacement, so that no one can dominate over you. We choose all next best projects by Evote.one. We pick the best manager consultants, FOIA.ONE. All problems are solved by we, the people, proxies. Do you have any idea what proxy means? It's upside down Christmas tree. Call us back directly, and also call Thomas Hegg. Well, he's been hiding for 14 years, in fact, 40 years. And this is some of the companies that we're giving away. So if anyone wants our $40 billion, they're going to have to call us and have a sit-down conversation. Fly us anywhere around the world to show the world how to become only peacemakers. How about that? Beautiful sunset. Gods.One.FOIA.ONE is also how to unify 8.27 billion people. So I'm the world's smartest person, greatest inventor, theologian, philosopher, psychologist, mentor, counselor, researcher, R&D, inventor. My portfolio of patents is at Keith2022.com, which is a proof of fund. Not billions, trillions of dollars will flow through my corporation of Fortune1.org. It's one of the key reasons that I bannered out everywhere I go with letterhead, of course, Fortune1.org. There's the main number. More than sufficient. And yes, I'm madder than hell that Robert D. Rose still roams freely with 150 other people. 80% are insiders inside the Department of Justice. All based on Norfolk, Virginia 411 CR 112 that goes all the way back to Cobb County restraining order, canceled July 15, 2011 through Attorney Barry Victor Reynolds, who's a criminal, and District Attorney Patrick Head and everybody else. The Duncan clams robbed you of $40 billion US dollars in assets that were on my computers, that were on the cloud, had 254 domains, already gifting everything to the world, including teammoneymachine.com. But the most critical, have everyone go to topofunocracy.org, then set up conference calls and actually talk with us. How difficult can that possibly be? I'm not sure what this shadow is that keeps popping up on my phone, and the lights just came on. Oh, here we go. Open Circuit TV. So they have proof now that I'm out in the parking lot. I'm not hiding. You are. You're being slave traded and won't even acknowledge it. 1205, exactly November 1st, 2025. I just pulled my last dollars out of Associated Credit Union. I'm the wealthiest person in the entire world. Includes solutionbankfraud.com, which is only two methods. Every database company in the entire world, every bank in the world will use solutionbankfraud.com. The community will use you. Reinvestall.com to pull all your money out of every bank in the world and put it only in credit unions. Because you'll be protected. If you put $1 million into the company, credit union, loaned out for 2 to 3%, you get 1 to 2% on your savings and checking because no one can pull your assets out of any database. Cybercrime terrorist Robert D. Rose is still roaming freely. Where is robertrose.com? God does damn people who violate God's Constitution.org. How much simpler can that be? The other systems are how to stay. November 2nd, 2025. Obviously, Series 1025. This is an abandoned building. Apparently, it used to be a mental hospital or something. Emory University. With no exception, we have solved every one of the world's problems as the wealthiest person in the entire world, modeled after Jesus Christ and monk King Solomon. Credentials have always been impeccable as sinless, viceless, crimeless, which is really quite rare, to put it politely. And the churches will now be the epicenter, and the civic groups, as the world's greatest revolution. Unocracy.org. The will of the people decide the next best project. Number 2, only direct funding. PeaceSummit2020.com. Using Keith's rules of order.com so everyone behaves. And 3, we pick and replace every leader in the world. Doesn't matter if they're government, doesn't matter if they're corporate. Right now, there is no method by anyone, including you, or the governments, or the military, or the Department of Justice, which is everybody, to decide who are guilty of violating your rights. I had every single constitutional right violated. It's all at duncanclaim.org, and nobody will touch it because it involves extremely what you think are powerful, wealthy Department of Justice officials. Judges, district attorneys, lawyers, doctors, basically everybody violated God's basic criminal ruling called a commandment: never steal, never lie, Third is never hide. And 4 is never conspire. That's the whole definition of a criminal violator of Gods Constitution.org. You can't fix and patch a system that only puts the money and the authority in. November 2nd, 2025, number 1205, pound built by Keith. This will be the site of the greatest reformation, revolution, peacemaking in world history. All based on the one word, unocracy.org, the will of the people decide the next project. 2, nothing happens unless a group of people get together, which is you, to direct fund whatever that infrastructure project is, because it's all about infrastructure. 3, we pick and replace any leader in the world as only subject matter expert. Now, who are the subject matter? Historical Turning Day, October 19th, 2025. Number 1205. In fact, we could do 1206. So people can finally understand that we have a moral obligation to solve any problem in the world at the community level. No better places than the civic groups and the churches. Today at 2:30 we have the charge conference. Yet no one's charged up about anything because all they do is fuss, complain, moan, and groan about how bad the situation is at the top. Well, that's the Lucifer agenda. It's WorldWar4.org. And most people are only motivated by very rare. About 200 little clients. November 1st, 2025, Peachtree DeKalb Airport. Obviously, Keith Brent Duncan. Call us and protect our lives right now. 31st, 2025, number 1205, pound built by Keith. We hereby demand the USA government and you protect my life. Restore $500 million of assets that were taken by Robert D. Rose, the Duncan clan, and of course the USA government has refused to accept the criminal evidence at DuncanClaim.org. Why? Because they're engaged in Lucifer worshiping just like you. You have no clue who I've ever been. I work directly with God to publish GodsConstitution.org that does everything to restore your assets and your souls back to your own ownership. Means you have to take immediate direct action and use Evote.one. And of course, reinvestall.com means you pull all your assets out of publicly traded anything, which is banks and corporations, and invest only in privately held banks. Most famous is Proof of Funds, Keith 2022. As we scroll gradually through here, you'll see the value is mega trillions of dollars. That proves once and for all my original net value from 1976. No exception. Number 1204, August the 31st, 2025, pound built by Keith. This is the answer for the whole world. Series of you decide everything about everyone else. Unocracy.org with Evote.one. All the other systems include ecologymining.org of unlimited electricity and water. The whole system is unocracy.org, run by GodsConstitution.org with you. And here's the layout of the last Who Is list. Sense to do a screen recording to show unocracy.org as the only system of utopia of no more criminals worldwide. Oh, how, who, when? We've answered every question with a single solution of solutionmanifesto.com. We've already read it off. We've already shown how the current World War IV is the problem. And this is your issue, why you must protect Keith Brent Duncan's life today. Well, it's right there. Read it. We were always the top problem-solving experts of all expertise. We've offered to solve any problem in the world, and we already have, which is the basic for the original PeaceSummit2020.com and bidonkeith.com. click in there, you'll see that we are the real person. Oh, there's no internet connection right now. So we're going to flip back over to Duncan Kling and show that this is a $500 million lawsuit. And there's the video that proves it. It's an entire peacemaking effort where you get rid of every criminal violator of God's Constitution. And here's the big one, proof of funds. I'm showcasing everything so anyone can find me. I'm not the one hiding. The criminals certainly are. $500 trillion, $50 trillion a year from just one website, two methods, solutionbankfraud.com. The biggest transfer of wealth in world history, which is why it's a double zero, is $450 trillion. My personal portfolio is more than 40 billion. There's your $500 million Duncan claim. I've got $4.2 million that will not be recovered because the insurance companies all claim the police won't leave the report open. No kidding. Gwinnett County, Cobb County police were actively involved in covering up criminal terrorist Robert D. Rose. And here's the original summary judgment, worth not only $1.5 million, it's worth $8 million for the IRS whistleblower. You have every responsibility, moral, spiritual, and economically, seize criminal assets. 1% goes to Fortune1.org. I've got to correct that. I don't have any problems with being told, yes I do, that I'm a criminal, that I'm a drug addict, and that I don't deserve to live anymore. So we did due process law. We now all live in God's one world called Unocracy.org. This is a portfolio of the most prolific series of patents in intellectual property, and we're repeating the same thing over and over again. I would have been earning $5 million in profits per month just on IC Stand and the other solutions. So we're going to close this out and show you and the rest of the world that the only way to solve problems is to talk to us and use 5steps.life. Ending the recording session. This is the last God's keys to the universe. Every single solution known to mankind to unify the world as only one community worldwide. It includes ecologymining.org and all the other solutions. Here's jetsoncraft.com, Keith Air Service, many others. Here's the original list again. Pause and see that this is the only system in world history that we control every decision. We pick and choose every leader as a subject matter expert. That's the entire system of Unocracy.org. Here's the most formal request we've ever made. Call the governors and the press, particularly U.S. Governor, well, Trump particularly, but U.S. Governor Brian Kemp. We've been talking to them for years now. And the whole system is one banner. We pick the next project. We pick every leader. Here's a cross-reference of all the most fabulous solutions in world history. I'm also known as yodakeith.org. Again, it's Evote.one drives the entire new world, your system. Another cover page that describes it very briefly. Site of a $40 billion robbery in Norcross, Georgia, 6326 Brandywine Trail. And here's the cancel restraining order from August, well, it's actually July 11th, 2011. And here's the final work of everything of the single dove of peace.